Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the new feature Poshmark brought out a few days ago, where it now allows you to filter your closet according to when your items were listed, which is amazing. It's a great feature. I really like the feature. You find it in your filters. You go to your closet, you go to the filter, you scroll to the bottom, and it says listing date, and this is what pops up. There's the screen. So now you can filter your closet from 1 to 30 days, things that were listed within that parameter, 31 to 60 days, 61 to 90, or over 90 days. You can also choose multiple of them. So if you want to do 61 to over 90, you can do that. You can also, when you do those filters, whatever filter you choose, you can search within that filter. So if you have hundreds of items and you're looking for one specific one, you can still search with that filter on to find that item a little bit quicker, which is great. I mean, the feature itself is really good. I still think it's about time that something like this came out. This allows us a little more being able to manage our closets a little bit better. It also helps us deal with the new policy, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So I really do like this feature. It makes relisting items that are older, or sending out offers, bigger offers, or items that are older, or whatever it is you want to do with those. Maybe you want to delete some of those. Maybe you want to purge them. Maybe you want to send out deep offers. Maybe you want to relist, whatever. It makes it much easier for us, and it means that we don't have to necessarily go into our notes to figure out when this was listed or do whatever. So this is a really good feature. I like this feature. Before we get on to the next part, I want to make it clear, I do like this feature. I do wish that it was a little more specific, and in the sense that it was on each individual listing. Like if you went into your listing and you edited it, then something would pop up, or it would be somewhere in there that it had been listed for over 60 days or over 90 days or something like that. I think that would make it easier for sellers, and it's a lot more efficient for us. It means we don't have to do all these filters and scrolling and everything else. So I do wish that it was on each individual listing. I think that would be more professional in my opinion, but that's just me. But I do like the feature. Now, this is where we're going to get into my opinion, just so you know. I am not thanking Poshmark for this feature. I like this feature, but I'm not going to break my back, bending over backwards saying, oh, Poshmark, thank you so much. Oh, this is fabulous, wonderful, blah, frickin' blah. Why? Because this feature would have been much, much, much more helpful if they brought it out before the new policy, or if they brought it out a couple of days after the new policy dropped. It would have saved so much chaos when people were like, well, I don't know how long my items have been listed, or how do we know if something has been listed for 61 days, or whatever it is. If they had brought this feature out and a week later brought in the new policy about relisting and everything else, it would have been easier to navigate that new policy with this tool in hand. Give us a couple of days, we're used to it. This new policy comes out and it's like, okay, you know what, list after 61 days. Okay, I'll just filter my closet and that's what I'll focus on. But they didn't. They brought out the new policy, created chaos because of the way that they brought it out, because there wasn't enough information. Sounds familiar. Wasn't enough information. There's a lot of things happening. There was glitches. There were people being suspended left, right, and center. And then a month and a half, 6 weeks later, finally they bring out a tool that would have been helpful. I'm not going to thank them for it. I like it, but I'm not going to thank them for it. Poshmark has always done this type of thing. They've created a chaos or created something really mind-boggling, and then they go to fix it and think that we should, get down and kiss their feet. No. They need to start, thinking smarter when they start bringing out new features. They need to start thinking about what sellers really need and want. And that is difficult for them because they have different types of sellers. And I think it's more prevalent on Poshmark. We have sellers that are, quite part-time, or, yeah, I'm just selling off some of my closet, so everything else really doesn't matter to me. And we have very serious sellers that, They need all those tools and they need everything to make their businesses run efficiently. So there is a big cross section of types of sellers in Poshmark, so they're not going to please everyone. So I get that. But as somebody who is very serious about selling, I'm not going to thank them for creating chaos and then coming in and acting like they're Superman and fixing it. No, you should have fixed it before you brought out the policy. My opinion. If you agree, great. If you don't, let me know why. Because you know what? It's just my opinion. That's all it is. So, and even though I like the feature and I will be using it and it has made my life a little bit easier when I'm relisting, it is what it is. It doesn't fix the policy because there's still things happening. People are deleting items and getting warned. They're deleting an item and getting suspended. And that has nothing to do with relisting. If I go in because I sold something on eBay, or if I decide to purge it because it's been sitting for a year and a half and I delete that item, I should be allowed to do that. That's my item to deal with as I see fit. Why I'm deleting it is none of your business, because my business is none of your business as long as I'm adhering to all the rules. If I'm selling fakes, that's different. But if I want to delete an item because it's sold on eBay, then I have the right to do that. Suspending me for doing that will just make me not want to list on your platform. That's my take on it. That's just it. So let me know what you think of the new feature. Let me know what you think of my opinion, because you know what? I do like having a discussion. I don't mind if you disagree with me. You know, let me open my eyes. That's okay with me. I think that's fantastic. That's how we learn, right? So that is what I think of the new feature. Let me know. On a personal note to leave you with, today is Monday morning. Paul's surgery was on Thursday. It went really well. He's doing really, really well. We had a tiring couple of days because he wasn't sleeping the best. He was in pain and, you know, so sleep wasn't great, but that's okay. He is much better. He is not dancing around yet, but he is getting around not too badly. So I'm really impressed with hip surgery nowadays, you know, day surgery, crazy in my opinion, but he's doing really, really well. And I'm really happy about that. I'm starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel for us. You know, in the next 6 weeks or so, we both should be quite healthy and raring to go. So I'm really happy about that. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I do still have a couple of hauls for you. They are coming up. I promise they are. One is just a Talese dollar haul, and the other one is a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.